Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bullship podcast with Bill and Matt. I'm Matt. That's Bill. Before we
Hi.
get hi, Bill. Before
Hi.
we get any further into this, I have to do the typical hey, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe to the video. I will get this all the way right now. If you're listening on Spotify, thanks so much. Please follow. And yeah, so again, thank you so much for joining us. This is everything you don't need to know about the supply chain. We got a good one on deck today.
That was a great introduction. Like you hit all the things that you're supposed to do. Actually, this is starting to sound like a real podcast. I know we say we're getting better at this every week, or every other week, I guess, right?
Slowly but surely. I did not mention, and I will now, that if you want notifications, you need to hit the little bell on YouTube to be notified when we do upload new stuff. We do it typically on Thursdays. I do it because Bill can't be bothered. But yes, we're slowly but surely getting better at this podcasting thing.
Awesome.
Now, Bill,
Yes,
you have today's topic, so
I
I'm going
do.
to let you take the floor.
All right. So, Matt, it is late January, and I'm sure you know what that means, right?
Bill, there's so much going on in my world right now, both personally and professionally, that I don't know anything other than what I can see. I have blinders on for I bought a new home, I have to scrape popcorn ceilings, and I have so much going on in logistics and transportation. I don't know anything else other than those things.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. That's all I'm hearing right now, Matt. Um, I'll. You're not even going to get. It's okay. You don't have to guess. I'll just
Please
tell you.
enlighten me.
Okay, it is Girl Scout cookie season.
And yes, the best of all seasons.
Exactly. And
Other
and
than winter, I'm a big fan of winter. That's a great season. But
I
continue.
love winter too. Actually, not for the reasons of Girl Scout cookies, but for other reasons. Oh, it's been really cold here lately, though. But so
Hey, Bill,
yeah.
if we're
Anyway,
going to talk about Girl Scout cookies, what is your favorite of the Girl Scout cookies?
I was anticipating this question because
Thank you.
I forget all the names. Like they come out once a year, and so by the time January rolls around, I've forgotten all the names. But I looked it up. The tagalongs are
Ew.
no, they're peanut butter, like they're with chocolate and cookie. I mean, we've talked about this. I have a weak spot for anything peanut butter. But you want me to just say Thin Mints? Everybody says Thin Mints. That's no fun.
No, yes, Thin Mints is the most normie answer ever. They're they're decent at best. You have to eat them frozen, weirdly enough. But
Not
no,
tried.
the lemonades are the best ones.
We've
They're
never, we've never gotten those. I don't know. Do they? Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. My runner-up is the s'mores ones, which I think we've been getting recently. I don't know if they're new or something, but those are really good.
I those must be new. I have not had them before. Those are good. I'm glad that you didn't say what are they? The ones with the coconut on them?
Oh God, no,
Yeah, gross.
no.
I don't even know what that. I don't want to know those.
Are the Samoas? Is that what you're thinking of?
Samoas. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you now
For some reason
okay?
we always buy them, but like, yeah,
Yeah, because they're
yeah,
gross.
yeah, yeah.
The other good ones are the French toast ones. I don't know the name of them.
French
Those are
toast.
good. I don't know if they have them anymore. They were a relatively new
Oh,
concoction.
toast yay. Oh yeah, toast yay. I'm looking at the site right now. That
Those are
all right.
good.
Good.
Yeah, the
Okay.
lemonades and the toastiers, solid choices.
Good inputs. Good
Good
input.
new entrants.
All right.
Um,
Homework this cookie season.
Are we going to talk about the fact that they have different names based off of where you are in the country?
No, I did
Okay.
not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Great. Okay. What I wanted to talk about is something that happened a few years ago, but I
Okay,
mean,
great.
yeah, we can do both. I had
We,
no idea.
I know so little about this, but what I do know is that the Girl Scouts of America have to go through two different bakeries to buy their Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
Right. An East Coast and a West Coast vendor. As in all things, you have to separate the country into two sides. And because of that, there are different names based off of where you are in the country. As some people will know, I think Thin Mints are pretty universal, but
Yeah.
or maybe they're like Thin Mints and Grasshoppers, depending on where you're in the country. But I know for sure that Samoas have a different name if you're on the East Coast and if you're on the West Coast. They are two same type of cookie, but yeah, different names.
Well, that just sounds like a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like a SKU management thing. So I mean, we should talk about the. So maybe let's get into this because I think
No,
there are
I have another thing to talk about, Bill.
okay,
I'm going to
okay,
point you again because
okay.
this is your thing, and I'm gonna take over.
This is
So
yeah. Yeah, this
so
I come to expect it. This is fine. We don't have to
in
talk about my stuff, Matt. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It'll be the
yeah,
Matt
you're
chapter.
irrelevant, Bill.
Yes.
In a former life, when I was in the Marine Corps, this is my last story, I promise. On deployment to Afghanistan, we had an entire like container, 20-foot container, full of Girl Scout cookies that were donated to the Marine Corps, to us specifically, our battalion. And because I was like such a like what we would call a fobbit or a pogue, which means like I was nowhere near the front lines of anything like actually happening. I got to sit in an office and I would crush a sleeve of what we call dosi-dos, which are like the peanut butter sandwich cookies. And I
Yeah,
think those again have a different name.
I think that's the tag along that I just mentioned that you named me for.
No, because the tag along has like the outer chocolate
No, oh,
coating.
no, okay, yeah, it's a dose. The dosi-dos are different and also peanut butter related. Yeah,
Different.
those are good. Okay, I
They
don't
are
know.
a I'm
Yeah,
not saying those users are good. They are like a C tier cookie, like entirely. But like I was working from midnight to noon every day, Saturday to Sunday, and I was bored and just eating whatever. And I would slam like half of a thing, half of a sleeve of Dosi-Dos. Tagalongs, we couldn't enjoy them because it's hot in Afghanistan and chocolate melts. And so they would get like super melty. It was never a good thing. We might have had some Thin Mints, but all of the junior Marines like took them for themselves. So I never or rarely got Thin Mints. And I don't remember if we had any other type of cookie other than those.
Thin Mints
There you
must
go.
have melted too, right? I mean, they're coated in chocolate,
Yeah.
but apparently those were edible.
I mean, yeah.
Your story doesn't really check out, is what I'm saying, Matt. But
All I know is I have eaten more Dosi-Dos than any human should ever really eat. Again, because they are very much a C tier cookie. Like this was the bottom of the barrel, and I just needed food. There you go. Sorry, that is all that I will now comment and interject into your story.
and that's
Please,
and
Bill,
that's the
let's get
show,
into it.
folks. Thanks for listening. Matt Chappa eating more dosi-dos than anybody else on the planet. There you have it.
Bill, what do you want to talk about now?
I
Please.
don't even know. Do I want to talk about this anymore? God. All right. So here we go. So back in 2022.
Trying to be quiet now.
Yeah. Okay. You're not helping. Can I like turn your screen off?
No, I'm here forever, Bill.
All right. Back in 2022, the Girl Scouts introduced the Raspberry Rally. This was a limited edition cookie.
Ooh.
It was only available online. It was basically, it was basically a Thin Mint, but raspberry flavored.
What? I'm looking it up. Keep talking. I'm going to
Okay.
look it up now.
So limited edition, only sold online. Not only was it only sold online, but this was the first time that the Girl Scouts had sold any cookies online. Right.
Right.
I mean, if you think about like the Girl Scout cookie, like the whole point is that the Girl Scouts go out and sell the cookies, right? They learn
Yeah.
valuable life lessons from blah blah blah, right? So
Yes.
like,
Yes. A
but
business. Yes.
so they've got this new cookie. It's only available online, and they they were surprised by the demand.
I don't know why. This looks amazing.
It does look really good. And so sales took off on this thing. It was
Surprise.
like it was being sold on eBay for. I think I read a Food and Wine article that said that occasionally a box would go for like $100 or more
For old cookies?
for a box of Girl Scout cookies, limited edition Girl Scout cookies.
Man.
And so naturally, the Girl Scouts wanted to get more because they like. So picture this, right? You're a Girl Scout trying to sell, cookies outside your local grocery store or whatever, and some stranger walks up and says, "Hey, do you have the Raspberry Rallies?" And then they have to explain to them, like, "No, we don't have the Raspberry Rallies. They're only sold online." And by the way, or as these things sold out, they would come up to the Girl Scouts and say, "Hey, do you have them?" They'd have to say, "Well, no, they've actually sold out." And they'd have to explain, like these 9-year-old girls and their parents would have to explain all this, right?
What a nightmare.
Exactly. And
Absolute nightmare. Just like people fiending, like, do you have the like raspberry? Like,
yes,
no, sorry, we don't. Oh God.
exactly. And the reason for this, I'm sure you can imagine, what it was a lead time problem. So the Girl Scouts went to their manufacturers and said, "Hey, these things are taking off. We need more. And the manufacturers said, we can't do it because you've got a short selling season. By the time they figured this out, I'm sure it was like, you know, beginning of February at the earliest. And the manufacturer said, like, we've got, there are unique ingredients and unique packaging, I think is the way they framed it. Like, you're shaking your head. Exactly, right? Like,
Bill, this is a failure of forecasting.
it's a failure of forecast. I would say it's a failure of safety stock as well, right? So PSA to Girl Scouts, the next time that you are doing some kind of limited edition, whatever,
Yeah.
you need to make sure that you negotiate with your manufacturer some safety stock components on the long lead time stuff, because I guarantee that, right, those manufacturers had all the flour they needed, all the eggs, all the sugar, right, all the chocolate. I bet you they had those, those little, like, the plastic foil tin, not yeah, like the little the plastic inserts where the cookies go inside the foil package.
Okay, now here we're gonna get back to this like two manufacturers thing. When I buy Thin Mints, right? Because that's what I assume that's what you're basing it off of.
Yes, yes.
They come in a foil sleeve. They don't come in the plastic tray.
Okay, the sleeve, whatever. I don't know
But I know
how
what
they
you're
were packed,
talking
but,
about. Yeah.
but however they were packed, I'm sure they had that packaging. But what they didn't probably have was the raspberry flavoring and the actual outer packaging, the foil pack that says Raspberry Rally on it, right? Two components. That's all they needed to have some buffer stock on, and they could have made more.
Sad. It's sad
This
to
is a
see.
little bit hearsay. This is my guess on what
Okay.
took place, right? But yeah. So, and the other manufacturer actually, this kind of cracked me up too. They cited labor shortages. There was like a weather event that knocked out power at one of their plants for a while.
Get out.
And
Get
then
out.
and
It's
this was
late.
2022. So I know this is also 2022, and so they just said global supply chain issues, and who can argue with that in 2022, right? That's just that sounded more like an excuse than anything else. But the other manufacturer was citing some very legitimate reasons. Like, we met, they actually said this in the article, we met our forecast, right? We fulfilled
Did it.
the seasonal plan. We gave you what you ordered.
Great
And
job. High fives all around.
exactly. And you didn't forecast enough. And you didn't tell us that maybe there's some upside on here that we might want to cash in on.
Wow. I mean, what a get out of jail free card for everyone in the world of business in 2022. Like, it's global supply chain. I know supply chain issues.
Yep.
What a nonsensical thing.
Anyway, they
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
So that is the story of the Raspberry Rally. They ended up discontinuing it the following year.
What a shame. I never got to try it.
I know. I tried to look up the ingredients because I was really curious. Like, what were these components that were long lead time that they couldn't get their hands on? I'm sure, like, so they've got like this, January through April selling season. So, right, there's not a lot of time to do it anyway. Even if they can make it, like, how do they have time to distribute it? I don't know. But I tried to find the ingredients because I'm convinced it's like just like probably one ingredient and that foil packaging, and they could have done it.
Bill, let me tell you that distributing things like overnight shipping exists. It's a thing, right? Like, it's expensive, yeah, but it's a thing. You can do it. You can get things across the country in the next day.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, also think about the business that we're talking about here. This is not like, right? This is not Amazon.
Bill,
This is not
anyways,
some like major e-com platform. This is a Girl Scouts. This is, right, are they even for profit? They're probably a nonprofit, right?
well, okay, here's
Well,
fun.
I know that's a gray area. I'm sure it's a gray area with the Girl Scouts,
The
but
bakeries are making money, right? They're for profit. The Girl Scouts, I think, and I don't have a daughter in the Girl Scouts. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't know anything like, but I feel like they are supposed to get some amount of the profits back to their unit, whatever their like small amount is.
yeah,
But it's like a small portion of the whole amount. I'm not
right.
entirely sure.
It goes to a good cause, right? Helping these little girls grow up and learn
Yeah,
and flourish into
the
wonderful
cookies go to my
adults.
waistline. That's a good cause. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
right.
100%. It goes some portion of them go to the military for folks like me to just sit on my duff and eat. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
My point is, like, is that the kind of business where you really want to go spending lots of money to overnight
I
cookies?
mean, Bill, think of all the good that could have been had by that
I,
extra profit.
so Another PSA to Girl Scout cookie buyers: if they're out of the cookie you want, just buy another cookie. Just buy, right? The point here is not to get cookies. The point is to support your
And
local Girl Scout troop.
ain't nobody running out of those do-si-dos. Let me
Exactly.
confirm that for you right now. Like, sure, you're not going to get the S tier, A tier cookie. C tier's all right. It's okay.
Still a Girl Scout
Supporting a
cookie.
good cause.
Yes.
Bill, talking about supporting good causes, this podcast is a good cause. Do you have someone who supports this podcast that you want to talk about?
You know I do, don't you?
It's ad time.
We
Let's
are,
get
yes.
it.
Our sponsor. This podcast is brought to you by Parabola, the spreadsheet alternative.
And when he says this podcast, he means this specific podcast, because we are so good at this, we have multiple sponsors now.
Do we have another sponsor?
We have the sponsor we always had, Bill.
Oh, is Amplifier still sponsoring us?
They didn't stop sponsoring us.
I didn't know that. We talked about. You didn't say anything
You're
about.
so good at podcasting. Keep doing the ad. Keep going.
All right, you're gonna edit that part out too, right?
I'm not going to.
Edit that out. No doubt. All right. So yeah, Parabola, the spreadsheet alternative. Matt, I know you love your spreadsheets. You love to push buttons manually in spreadsheets. If you had your druthers, you would run your supply chain in Excel or Google Sheets all day. You'd just be like, copy, paste, add this tab, fill in this formula. Like, that's all you want to do. I know you.
I think I don't. I do. I run that in those forms. Yeah, keep going.
But with Parabola, you do not have to do that. All that wasted time pushing buttons, doing things that a computer could do. You can program Parabola to do that for you, and it does it quicker. It does it without any code. It's a fantastic tool. It's a huge time saver. They've got this really cool PDF parser. I'm sure you deal with PDFs all the time.
All the time, Bill. I hate PDFs.
Yes, PDFs are the worst form of data transmission, and Parabola can parse them for you and turn them into a nice, tidy spreadsheet.
Beautiful.
Super cool.
I can in a spreadsheet, and then I can manipulate it in Excel and or Google Sheets.
You could, yes, you could do that if you so chose.
Bill.
Or better, you can parse those PDFs as part of a longer Parabola workflow using their nice drag and drop interface. Blend it with all the other data that you care about. Get your nice output in your inbox, sent off to your ERP, wherever you want to see it next.
Click of a button.
On schedule. You can trigger it whenever you want. Just push a button, go get your coffee. Parabola does it for you. It's a great tool.
Fantastic. Parabola, fantastic organization. We are so lucky to have them as sponsors of this fine show. Thank you so much, Parabola.
Thank you, Parabola. And thank you, Amplifier, who is apparently also still sponsoring us.
They never stop. I mean, anyways, what else do we have to talk about today, Bill? Do we have any supply chain chatter that you want to get to?
So related to our baked goods, and I know you've got lots of stuff to talk about, but I did just want to throw out there that speaking of shortages of baked goods, apparently Dunkin' Donuts ran out of donuts in parts of the country earlier this year. Did you hear about this?
Bill, be less from Boston, okay? Like,
yeah, fair. I know. And actually, in fairness, I actually do not like Dunkin' Donuts. I know I'm supposed to. I know I'm from the Boston area. I grew up there. I'm supposed to like Dunkin' Donuts, but I think their donuts are gross. I think their coffee is gross, and I'm not a coffee drinker anyway. But like, it's all just gross, and I don't understand why anybody likes anything that they make. But be that as it may, they ran out of donuts in I think Nebraska and I think parts of New Mexico. There was like an area in like the Midwest, Southwest, where they just ran out of donuts, and they've been very cagey about what happened. But it sounds like some trouble at the plants. Apparently, some stores actually rejected some deliveries due to quality issues.
Ooh,
yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. They don't make donuts on site at the donut store?
They don't. Isn't that sad?
Listen, you don't know this about me, Bill. I'm a donut connoisseur. I love donuts, like specifically fresh, hot, warm donuts. It's beautiful, fantastic. And the places
are you a Krispy Kreme? Is that where you're going, or more just like local? Okay, all right, go on. That's fine.
Although I do appreciate that at Krispy Kreme, you can see them making donuts in store.
First time I saw
the whole setup.
Yeah, yeah. See the whole supply chain right there.
Well, I mean, not the whole supply chain,
The
because
whole, yeah, the whole manufacturing setup. It's very cool. Yeah.
careful with your words there,
You're
Bill.
right. Yeah.
But there's a place here in Texas. I don't think you have them there, called Shipley's Donuts.
Nope.
Fantastic, excellent, beautiful donuts, nice and pillowy soft. I typically prefer to go like mom and pop stores where
Same.
their grasp of English is a little dicey, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get really good donuts.
Yeah, yeah, we've got the donut dip locally, which is yeah, they're like they've got like one or two locations. They're great. There are lines out the door there all the time, and those donuts are like Dunkin' Donuts that like are not even donuts in light of donut dip donuts.
They're not good. Yeah, I do want to try like Tim Hortons. I hear good things about that donut chain.
Never heard of it.
It's a Canadian thing.
Okay.
I have friends from Canada that swear by Timmy's. Um, so yeah, Dunkin'. I'm surprised. I'm surprised, but also not shocked that Dunkin' doesn't make donuts on site. It's weird. It's weird to me.
I think people to Dunkin' Donuts, like I'm thinking about the ones that I've been to. I don't know if I want my donuts being made in those facilities.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, in fairness, like I don't know of any donut shop that's really like sparkling clean, to be honest. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah,
Not a question that I want to really think about
no, donuts are
when
so
I'm
good
already doing something
when they're
bad
made
for my
well.
body.
Yeah. Anyway, no more donuts. It's they're not even called Dunkin' Donuts anymore, so I guess it's not like
Just Dunkin'.
as like yeah, they're just Dunkin'. I know, which yeah, I still call them Dunkin' Donuts because
That's who they
I
are.
just can't do it. Yeah, called Dunkin' Donuts. I still call X Twitter like I'm just stuck in 2017.
You know, you're a Luddite, Bill.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much. Yeah.
you break out your Microsoft Excel, right? Just do
No,
that.
no.
Um, anything else going on in the world of supply chain that we should talk about? I feel like there's like upcoming tariffs and like major changes from everything.
I
I
mean,
don't even want to
if
talk
there's
about
something you want to talk about, Matt, baked goods are all I care about this week. But
it. No,
I'm sure there's something that you've got in mind. You asked the
I
question.
mean,
You're yeah, you've got some answer.
there's things that like are important that people are talking about, like people way smarter than me, and it would just be derivative and repetitive of me to talk about them. Suffice to say, like things are happening in the global supply chain, specifically as we talk about manufacturing in other countries. But yeah, like let's talk about baked goods instead. I think this is a much better use of our time, Bill.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's
Yeah,
bullshit, right?
that's
Right?
yeah, that's what you're gonna get here.
People do not come here for current events and right detailed
You could have just
analysis
stopped it.
of.
People do not come here. Period. Like,
Well, be fair. Yes, be fair.
okay, Bill. Well, we're gonna cut it there. I've got some editing to do. Thanks so much for joining us on Bullship today. You got a full dose of it. Big old load of Bullship.
A lot of bullshit today.
Again, to reiterate myself, in case you have been listening the entire time, please like and subscribe to the video. I will probably start a new YouTube like video channel solely for this. Find it if you're on Spotify. We're there now. Finally, I've been uploading back episodes no one's listening to them. It's okay. Again, Bill, thanks so much. It's been a joy to bullshit with you.
Pleasure bullshipping with you as always, Matt.